Look at that picture. It's so spooky.
Oh, I don't even see it.
You
It's
know,
not my contact list.
Oh, what am I listening to?
Oh, there we go.
Justin. So that's my co-host Yosh.
Hey,
Hello.
Tell me about
can you
Tekken.
hear me?
What happened? Yeah, I hear you just fine. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you. So I'm on this Wi-Fi. So then so I'm like on the hotel floor
Where are you
with
at?
my laptop. Huh? I got bodied. I lost to a Nina Masher. They just do
Oh.
strings. I don't know the combos. Huh? No, they changed it. It's the same? Okay, okay.
I thought Akuma got nerfed. Did you play?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll scrub them out next round. Hello? Yeah, there's like 9 qualifiers. So
Hmm.
there's like three more
Okay.
tournaments.
Hmm.
Are you
So
you
what's up, guys?
not much, man. I want to hear about the Tekken tournament.
I, I
it definitely looks like you're in the bathroom.
does it? No,
Yeah.
it's like the hall room.
Ah, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's sick. Right.
Yeah, it's like the hall room. So I'm just like outside because it's too loud inside, and I'm using their Wi-Fi.
So tell me about Tekken 7. Did you play? Did they? Because I know they nerfed Akuma. He was nerfed in this version, or he's still top tier.
I'm not sure. I think they always nerf him.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because he has like so many moves and kind of like doesn't really like he's obviously not a Tekken character.
Right.
So but they have to have some Street Fighter elements into him. So like they keep nerfing him, but in the end he's still always good because he's like he has his own supers, his own meters. He has 2 supers. He has a fireball. He has a wake up dragon punch, and no other character have wake up DPS. So people are just not used to it.
Hey, this is the first question. This was Yoshi's question, the co-host here, and it's a perfect one because you're at a tournament right now. We want to know how you recharge. Like I saw you tweeted a picture of your schedule, and it looked like you're at a tournament every weekend for the rest of your life. How do you what do you do to like relax? When you get time, what do you do to relax?
That's hard. I think I think right now I'm in that phase
Mm.
where I'm trying to recharge.
Yeah. Well, this
Um,
weekend, you're not at a major, right? You're at the Tekken tournament.
the next 3 weeks I have no Street Fighter tournament, so it's nothing stressful.
I was gonna say, tell me you're excited about that, right? You get some time off.
I'm very excited. So I haven't practiced Street Fighter for like the longest time, probably for like at least a month and a half.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And
Is that?
I've been playing. You see me. I've been playing Dragon Ball. I play a World of Final Fantasy.
Yo.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with the? Oh no, it's Flo! Oh, it's Flo!
Oh my god, look like fucking Godzilla. What are you doing?
You were standing here. I thought you wanted.
Don't fucking do it like that.
But I did it mad slow.
Yo, Justin, you gotta
Is that
ask.
better?
No, you gotta
That's
ask.
better, right?
You gotta ask Justin. Justin, you gotta ask Flo about A for Andre.
Yo, Andre asked. He wants to know what do you think about A4 Andre?
What's up,
What do I
man?
think about Andre?
Yeah.
I think he's a nice guy with a swell string.
He says you're a nice guy with a swell string.
I love Flo. I love what a
Because
sweetheart.
he loves you.
What a
But I think he
sweetheart.
sucks at Street Fighter.
But he said you suck at Street
No,
Fighter.
Flo, you suck at Street Fighter.
He said you suck at Street Fighter.
Ask him what happened the last time we played.
What happened last
What
time?
happened?
I remember he lost to my Blanca. I remember that.
He said you lost to his Blanca.
Lost Blanca. Blanca, did anything else happen?
Did anything else happen?
My memory's a little fuzzy. I just remember that part.
Yo, it's just
Yeah.
like Dre about everything else. But he won. He did win.
Did Flo play in the Tekken tournament?
Actually,
Yeah, he's here to play too. So he just came just because it's local, so why not, right?
Right. Is he out or is he still in?
We got body.
Feels bad.
We got body.
Feels bad.
We got body. No, don't worry. It's the warm up. You feel me? You gotta warm up.
Yeah. When do we? Tekken's like December or January. Do we know? We don't know when it's
January.
coming out. Oh, January.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Um,
So
If I'm getting to play one game per
other
so about
other.
the recharge thing, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Please.
So I'm getting like better, like in terms of like I want to play, like I feel like when I come home like that I want to play Street Fighter. So like that drive is coming back to me,
Yeah.
which is pretty good. But before that, I really never wanted to play Street Fighter. I hated playing Street Fighter just because it was more of like a chore and like a job.
Yeah.
Um, so I started playing other games. I've been going ham on some more of Final Fantasy on PS Vita. I feel like I might be
That
like a
game's ridiculous.
five.
It's so cool.
I might be top 5 in the world in terms of how to play the game. Got the optimal strats down for sure.
What was that mobile game you loved? I couldn't get into it.
I still play. I play Unison League.
Unison League. That was it. Unison League.
Yeah, I still play it. Like remember, you played with me in the recently Tricky Towers. Bodied you in that one.
Nah. I mean,
You got
yeah. All right,
bodied?
I got bodied. Tricky Towers. I got bodied. It was fun though. It was a
Tricky
cool
Towers.
game.
It's very tricky.
So you would say to unwind and recharge, you sort of play other games, right? You're.
Yeah, because when I play other games, it'll make me look at the game like, this game isn't better than Street Fighter Five.
Right.
You know, it'll make me miss it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm at that crossroads now where like I'm starting to miss it now.
Yeah, no, I get it. So I stream Street Fighter every fucking night. So I get that sometimes it becomes a chore and a job. But I'm fortunate
Mhm.
enough to have discovered this podcast and have great friends like you who are going to be on it. So this is dope for me because it's still Street Fighter content for the people, but I get a night off, so I can completely relate. Next
You
question.
gotta bring back. You gotta bring back those Tinder streams. Man. Those are the best.
Oh,
People love the
I
Tinder
love when
streams.
I don't know.
yo, those are good. Swipe left or swipe right. Those are the best streams, dude.
Yo, some people they're like, "Oh, this is objectifying people. We shouldn't be doing
we
this."
got put on
but
our Kappa. They were calling me sexist and a pig. And
nothing but thuggery here.
Those are good streams, man.
So next question, people want to know about demons. Do you have like one character you see in tournament one character, one player? Is there anything you want to avoid at Capcom Cup or any other Street Fighter tournament for that matter?
So I think my personal demon is Tokido.
Mm-hmm.
Like in every game, I have never like I always lose them.
Yeah. What do you think that is? Because like I have a tournament demon in Colorado. If I run into, he's actually not even good, but he's like my roommate and he beats me. So like, what do you think that is? Like that one person, they just know you. Is that it or?
You know what it is? I think when I see Tokido, he's like let's say if I had to compare, let's say if I was like the Terminator,
Yeah.
he's like the T1000.
Oh shit!
Everything about him is just better.
Oh no, the T1000.
You know?
Wow.
So literally that's him, right? And it's just, and also I think the way he practices is more optimal, and he just has everything just better than me. So like I can't even just front. Like anytime someone says like, "Oh, Justin, you're the best," like I'm like, nah, Takedo is actually like my personal player because he's overall every time he touches a game, he's always like really good at it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of the viewer questions, and you sort of segued into it. But
You're about
like,
to go to it.
yeah, like how people want to know how to train, how to practice, how to get better. And I know that how a top player like Takedo practices isn't necessarily how everyone should practice. But like, what do you think he does? Because you said he trains better than you. What do you think he does to train so well? And what would you recommend for like everyone else to train?
Well, one thing is for sure is that like, so when I was in Japan, he has his own like studio, not like his home, but like an office space where top players gather and play there. So they have like a personal location where they just go in there, play and practice and research and matchups and stuff like that. And that's like one way he does it. Two, obviously, all the top players that you see that come to America, they actually all live in Tokyo, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
So, for example, you have Daigo, Takedo, Momochi, Bonch. Like so, Momochi used to live in Nagoya, which was like couple hours away. It was like flying from like East Coast to West Coast type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, no, I'm good. Thanks. Oh, I'm good. So then, so after a while, he decided that if he wanted to become the best, he had to move to Tokyo. Once he moved to Tokyo, he won Evo the same.
Wow. So you think that probably has a lot to do with success, and then would you say the same thing is true in America, like the NorCal, SoCal? If you're in those regions, those heavily populated regions, you become a better player faster.
I think so because a lot of times if you are living in an area that doesn't have many people offline, you have to rely on online,
Mhm.
and obviously
Yeah.
online is good to somewhat extent. It's not the perfect way, but it's better than nothing. But let's say if all the top players in America were living in a 1 hour radius away from each other, everyone would
Yeah.
totally get better. And
Definitely.
I think also in Japan is that since they have tournaments there, but prize money is banned. So because it's banned, then people get better because they don't
They
mind
want to
sharing
be the
tech.
best. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't mind helping each other sharing tech. But in America, where prize money is like a thing, people like to not play against other people, or
They
they
want to
just want to
win.
just like save their.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
So like let's say okay when Street Fighter 4 was still popular,
Hmm.
every time like, when they first said next level battle circuit was so popular, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I think the reason why it was so popular because they wanted to see who's gonna win. Because the thing is that was the money for their food for the week,
Right.
Mhm.
right?
So
So it
people were
became like
hungry.
yeah, it was like a real like Hunger Game. Like there was a time where like Arturo beat Sanford. He's like, yeah, Sanford doesn't get to eat this week. Like stuff,
Damn.
you know. And people love watching it because literally people were fighting to eat for the week. So
Fuck. But you,
so
but
and
that says a lot about the attitude, right? Like, if there's nothing on the line, we're just playing to get better and create the best talent. Then it makes more sense than us fighting for the same table scraps and not sharing tech. Um,
Mhm.
you're
what
playing to beat the person.
right, you're playing to win.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite moments in Street Fighter Five? Yosh, this is your question. What do you mean by this? Favorite moments?
So this is a viewer question specifically.
Okay.
But pretty much we've had some crazy moments, I could say. I need a little bit more. So
So like the
yeah,
Taquito finally beats Infiltration
yeah,
moment.
Taquito beating Infiltration
Oh,
at
like tournament
CEO.
moments.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Um. I guess. Man, that's hard. I thought Taquito beating Infiltration was pretty good.
Mhm.
What I think was also a pretty good moment was probably when um, probably I really enjoyed Marn's run at NCR
Ooh, yeah, yeah,
because I felt like
definitely.
every time he won a match, like it looked like he was getting possessed.
Yeah. I mean, I
Mika
don't.
was taking
Like that
control of him.
that face he made when he took the game two off of Ricky, where his like he was like, "Ooh, let's go!" He got super hype. I was like, I actually have never seen that from
Hmm.
Mario.
That was sort of incredible. The resurgence of Marn. I remember that. I was
Yeah,
super hype.
but
I
Everybody
forget.
was loving it.
Somebody was telling me that Marn didn't think he was gonna do so well. Like the day before, he was just sort of whatever. Like he didn't think he was gonna win it all, but he killed it. I forget who mentioned that.
yeah,
And that tournament too, kind of, we saw Nando at final round, but at NCR, that tournament showed everyone
Mika.
what Mika can do.
Yeah, yeah. We saw the potential of Mika. Um, so on my stream, we've created a Mount Rushmore because there's the Japanese gods, right? But we don't.
Mhm.
I don't think we should have gods. I think we should do the Mount Rushmore. Yoshi, you remember our players? We put you as like the George Washington. You're like the dude. You're the first on Mount Rushmore. It was Ricky. Was it Eduardo Yosh?
Oh, is this for like America?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like our gods. And I want to know who you would put on the Mount Rushmore. But Yosh, who do we have?
I believe we had Alex Valle on it
Valle.
for what
Yep.
he did during the early baby stages.
Mhm.
And then we had Ricky, and I think we had Rog on there.
Yeah, I think it was Ricky, Rog, Valle, and you on Mount Rushmore. And this isn't just
So
Street Fighter Five. This is Street Fighter Four. I mean, a lot of the reason why you're George Washington is because what you did in Marvel. I mean, you basically owned a game. If anyone played, they had to ask your permission. You had to feed people fed you tokens for so many years. Who do you have? Who do you have as your Mount Rushmore?
so I guess because you know you guys came from like Street Fighter 4, so If I had to put like more of a old school feel,
You gonna go Choi?
I would I would put Alex Valle,
Okay.
uh, John Choi,
Yep.
um, see you probably don't know this name, Eddie Lee.
No, Eddie Lee's a poker player. Eddie Lee played poker
Mm,
first, didn't he?
no,
I thought he
no.
was
I
a
mean
pro poker player.
he's not a pro. He's not a pro.
Oh, okay.
I mean he's this is not a pro poker player.
Okay.
But
Okay.
he
I'm
was
sorry.
like before I was on the scene, he
Mhm.
was the East Coast version of me.
Okay.
So Eddie Lee, and then I would put myself as like the fourth because I'm like more of a I'm like the new generation, but still playing. But I guess I'm
Mm.
old now.
Yeah.
But
You-
when I started, I was new.
You know what's funny is a lot of people when we did this list, they're all Knuckle Dew, Sonic Fox, and I'm like, that's like not even a like, that's like this game, that's like this generation. But we were
Yeah.
trying to encompass games that people would know. I don't know.
Everything.
It's I think our list is like a mid tier, and your list is like
the
old
boom,
school. Yeah,
you
and
know?
most people started playing in 2016, so their list is like I don't know, condensed. It's like Knuckle Dew.
Yeah.
I guess man, there was a Knuckle Dew question, right, Yosh?
Yeah.
Oh, Knuckle Dew's Guile or Knuckle Dew in general? How good do you
was-
think he is? You worried
it
about
was,
him in Capcom Cup? What are your thoughts on the current champ?
Dude, ever since Street Fighter 4, I thought he was just really good because the way he played wasn't robotic. It was very unique to his style, his own flavor. Like, I don't think anyone can copy his play style and
Mhm.
like it'll look similar. So he's definitely the real deal for
Yeah.
sure.
He's
Obviously,
got his own swagger.
yeah. Obviously, there's some people that I know might not like him or whatever, but as a player, and I totally respect it. And I think I don't know how the brackets look like for Capcom Cups, or I think it really depends on how the brackets look like.
Right. So this is sort of interesting. I know I've heard some things about other pro players' feelings towards Knuckle Dew and taunting, and I'm not going to say those now, but I know you're not a huge fan of taunting. I remember one time I was in your lobby and we were playing, and everyone was like, taunt him, and I taunted, and you're like, you didn't even do the full taunt. Like, you were very upset at taunts. You're not a fan, right? You don't like them?
I feel like if you're gonna taunt,
Uh-huh.
right, you gotta let the whole taunt rock because Street Fighter 4 has the taunt where you could taunt and then like get out of the taunt animation and then play again, right? I feel like that's like a bitch move.
So what about
Because,
teabagging?
like-
What about Knuckle Dew? Is that a bitch move? Because he's not actually even taunting.
Well, I guess teabagging, I don't know. Like I didn't really get the concept of teabagging. I know it's like an FPS thing at first,
Mhm.
but before I even knew what teabagging was, like I would teabag, but just because like I'm in like in a neutral position,
Sure.
right? I just did it just to like get in somebody's head because it like you just see the character go up and down, back and forth a lot. So that's why
Mhm.
I did it, and I didn't think it was a thing until I heard about it recently, and people and white people made it a thing, right?
White people.
That's kind of where I thought it came from.
So while we're on the topic about Red Bull Battlegrounds and players that really shine, how about RB? How about his Urian? How good was that? I mean, you beat him. It's. I was really sad because I've been playing a ton of Urian and I was cheering for you and RB. I was like Justin and RB grand finals. What? How good is he? How did you stop him? What do you think?
So obviously, when it comes to the tournament this weekend, I think everyone's gonna remember RB just putting a clinic with people.
Mhm.
But I do think that a lot of things that RB did, it was very not real. It was unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
It was more of a risk taking. But it just worked out because a lot of times, if you don't know the matchup, you're clearly gonna let people get away with like a lot of things.
A lot
Right.
of risk.
But if anybody knows that when it comes to a DLC character coming out, I'm always playing DLC characters
first one.
most of the
Mhm.
time to practice and making sure like I understand how these characters work in and out. So when I was like playing RB, I'm like, yeah, I definitely know not everything about the character, but I know like all the standard stuff where this is what is safe, this is what's real, this is what's not real, that's kind of how I shut him down because
Yeah.
a lot of things he did was totally unsafe.
It was insane how many times we were just watching replays to sort of download some of the resets. How many times he'd hit like target combo overhead after the first one was blocked. And I know you can
Exactly.
do fake lows afterwards, but like I don't know, it was crazy. He got away with some crazy stuff.
Mhm.
But that being said, his resets were super flashy and it was fun to watch, right?
It was very fun to watch. That's for sure. Like and the combos I were so good, especially when
Yeah.
he was doing the standing normals and the headbutt. Anytime he did that, I literally like rolled back in my seat. I'm like, oh, that was god.
Oh yeah, the headbutt
Yeah.
loops were so sick. Were
Yeah,
so
because
sick.
those I always call them expert combos. Those are not like combos like low fort fireball, for
Right,
example.
right.
These are expert combos. So it's really cool to see it that he could pull off at high tense situations.
Right. Not only at a high level, but you're right at the most tense situations. Another player
Mhm.
this weekend. I don't know if you're still upset. I don't know. It seemed like you were a fan of him though. Punk's Karen. What'd you think?
Dude,
He's a
so-
different Karen than yours, right?
Yeah, so I was actually super impressed. Like watching him play made me realize that this guy might be a robot.
You think so? What do you
Yo,
mean?
Full
What do you
Assistant
mean?
Part 2?
So like because okay, so his confirms off of low for Tenko are really good already.
Mhm.
But what really got me, like I can't believe he could do it because I can't do it, is anytime he saw the counter hit of like a crouching medium punch, he'll do standing heavy punch, like for max damage. So I was just shocked that he was able to get max damage at any situation from counter hit or not counter hit, and I thought that was very impressive on his part because anytime he hit you, it looked like Karen hit like Balrog.
Yeah. It was optimized damage. It was
Yeah.
really impressive.
Super optimized damage. And there was even combos where I was like, I didn't think that would work with Karen, but he just used the meat like because he was a big fan of using meter combos,
Right.
using his bar for extending his combos, and I don't like using that.
Because she can
That's just
confirm into critical, right?
it's just my preference, right?
Sure.
But there's lots, but just looking back at it, there's a lot of situations where if I was like hit this combo instead of just doing a regular combo, I probably would have killed.
Right.
You know. So, but knowing him, he would have killed at every situation that I was in, regardless.
Huh.
So, I wasn't even upset to be honest. I just thought that like this is a Karen that I would like to like take some of his game and put in my game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I mean, that's always cool. Someone that's good at your character that you can utilize. I've been watching a ton of
Mhm.
XYZZY making Birdie look phenomenal, so I know that feeling for sure.
Yeah.
At the end of Battlegrounds, of course, they showed the back, the Raging Demon. You were hype about Akuma? You're excited?
So, it's like Shinakuma.
Yeah. So the writing on his back is different, right? And it's
Yeah. So
matches
Yeah.
CVS2.
yeah. So I'm thinking that Shinakuma. So I'm thinking like I was obviously hyped because I played Akuma in Marvel 3, and
Mhm.
seeing Shinakuma, I just thought, oh my god, he's gonna be so broken.
Do you think that?
Because
Do you think
I'm
that's
because
maybe? Go ahead.
I was thinking in any game he's in, he's never bad.
Right.
Right.
Like it's impossible to make his character design bad, and you're gonna make him Shinakuma. Like, have you ever played Shinakuma? Have you ever fought
Yeah.
against Shinakuma in CPU? It's like so hard.
Yeah.
CVS2 Shinakuma, so godlike. What about the potential of that being like V trigger? What if it's
No, I'm good. What do you say?
people just offering you food?
They're like, do you want to go eat? Do you want to go eat?
What if that's like a V trigger mechanic? That would be cool.
Mhm.
You pop V trigger and sort of like Nakali goes into Super Saiyan, Akuma goes into Shinakuma.
Dude, that'll be cheap because that means he could do double air fireballs.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be fucking broken. It would definitely be broken.
Yeah.
Let's do a couple non fighting game
To-
questions.
To add in to the Akuma thing,
Yeah.
do you have any like ideas or suggestions of what might his V skill and V trigger be? I mean, we talked about
Oh, yeah.
transformation, but like V skill options.
V skill. Maybe his V skill could be his teleport.
Yeah, we were thinking Demon Flip maybe, but
No, I feel like Demon has too many options because
right.
like you have dive kick, low, command
Throw.
grab,
Yep.
palm.
Yep.
So I don't think it could be V skill, but it might be. It might be teleport, or it could be his focus attack.
Ooh.
Like
Oh.
not like that, not actual focus attack, but like
Well, like
the actual hit,
right.
like that
Okay.
that lunging punch he has. That it could be that.
Yeah, that would be cool. Are there any? So now we're sort of. We may be into season 2. We don't really know what Capcom's doing, but if this is season 2, are there any changes you want to see? Do you want to see anti-air jab go? Do you want to see a second critical art? Is there anything you want to see potentially for season 2 or whatever Capcom's doing next?
See, so if there was a change, I would probably one game change. Player 2 needs needs
Yep.
rematching
Mm-hmm.
because this thumbs up thing. I'm tired of doing these thumbs up
Yeah.
because so at the event, like I can't see the other person because I'm not tall. I'm sitting down, so I literally have to like lean over or like stand up to see if he did the thumbs up or look at the screen. So I'm tired of thumbs up options.
No, how
So
about
I need a rematch option.
how about how that kills momentum? Or like if you really want to run back, you're salty, you know what I mean? You go Shinakuma, you V trigger, and you're ready to ready up and play again, and then you got to be like, hey, I'd like to play again. Or even worse, you get bodied and you're like, hey, I'm free. Can I switch characters, please? Like, it's so shitty.
The thumbs up is whack. I
It's
don't
so
like thumbs
shitty.
up.
So shitty.
Right, so- But if I want to add in something,
Mhm.
so instead of 2 critical cards, I want to add 2 V skill options.
Oh, okay.
So, but keep
So you-
V trigger still the same.
I feel like knowing Capcom, they don't have enough resources to do V trigger.
Fair.
But
fair.
adding 2 different V skills would be pretty cool because obviously there are some V skills that are completely useless.
Mika's
Yes.
is useless.
Like yeah, Mika's is pretty bad. Chung Li's is pretty non-existent. Cammy's spinning knuckle is kind of gone. Like it's not week 1 anymore, so no one uses it anymore.
Right.
So there's a lot of characters that have like those V skills. That's like Jury, for example. Like how do you even use Jury's V skill?
Yeah.
It's whack.
I was playing her today. Like, what am I supposed to do with it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's whack. It's hard. So yeah.
No, I agree. What would Karen's second V skill be? You have anything in mind?
I wouldn't change. I would never switch to Karen.
Oh.
I wouldn't care because Karen's current V skill is too good.
Yeah.
So, but it'll be nice for other characters to have.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense.
Options. Yeah, more options definitely creates
couple-
a more complex game.
A couple non-fighting game questions, and then I want to move into. We've got a few viewer questions. We've been on call for about a half an hour. I don't want to keep you too long. Pizza toppings. We have this argument on stream all the time. Pineapple versus non-pineapple. What do you put on your pizza? And is pineapple acceptable? Or because I like pineapple, does that make me a degenerate?
Okay, so one, I actually don't like pizza, but if I had to do pizza toppings, you obviously have to have sausage. I don't care. Fuck pepperoni, man. Sausage is way better.
Whoa! Did you say
That's
fuck
the New York.
Way better.
That's the New York right there.
Yeah, sausage is way better than pepperoni. I would put onions.
Okay.
And yeah, pineapple's good, man. I love pineapple on pizza. I think
my
pineapple. Like okay, so I feel like deep dish pineapple pizza does not work.
Mhm.
Like heavy pizza with pineapple does not work.
Right.
If it's like a thin crust and you put pineapples on that shit, amazing.
Top tier. I agree.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I agree.
You people are gross.
No, but it has to be thin. It has to be thin crust.
Yeah, I
Thin
would
crust
agree
with
with
pineapple works.
I would agree with that. This is sort of fighting game related, but not. You did some really cool work. Canada Cup, you brought Shine out. I know you said you were looking to help give an opportunity to some players. I don't know if it was just that weekend, but like, what are your plans? What are your plans with Wong Nation? Do you want to help out players that need to get to tournaments or top tier? I know you've been blessed. You got Team EG. You have a fantastic job. What are the goals for Wong Nation? Do you plan on doing more help like you did with $4 Shape Up Shine?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna fly out more people, and it's not gonna be just Street Fighter. I want to fly out from people for other games as well. I try to fly out Romance for King of Fighters and for Canada Cup,
Yeah.
but his he couldn't he can't leave the country, so that got destroyed. But yeah, I want to fly out people that wants to compete, and obviously I don't have like a goal in terms of I want to get sponsor is covering me. I'm gonna make a team.
Yeah. Let's get Wong
don't-
Nation. Let's do it.
I don't want to do that. I just do it because I just want people to have an opportunity to see
Mhm.
what a tournament is like outside of being a stream monster,
Right.
Right. All
right?
right.
So, Shine went to the Canada Cup. He had a lot of fun. He got 25th. He got super wasted, and he was really drunk. So I'm guessing he had a really fun time. So
Did it up right.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Regardless, I was hoping that you were starting the next EG. Who's the guy that bought EG? PPD? Who was it, Yosh?
Peter.
Peter.
Yeah.
I was hoping you were trying to do Wong Nation. Look, a little subset of EG, just a fighting game division.
no,
5 players
no,
long?
no,
Okay.
no. I just it's more of a hobby. It's not a serious thing.
I get it. Back to food. Fast food tiers. Give me your S tier, your A plus tier, and your A tier. I think we agree on this actually. I think we've had this conversation before.
Wait, fast food joints?
Tiers,
Yeah.
like your S tier. What's S plus fast food joint? What's S? What's A? Give me a few. What's God like?
All right. So top two in my book is Chick-fil-A,
My man.
Mhm.
Chick-fil-A, and White Castle. I love White Castle.
Yo, White Castle.
I know everyone gives me shit about White
Yeah.
Castle, but it's so freaking good.
No, it's
if
S.
you watch the movie Harold and Kumar, right?
They were high. You're not even high. You just like White Castle.
But tell me that after you didn't watch the movie,
You didn't want
you
some
were
White
like
Castle?
you were like, you know what? I want to go to White Castle.
Hell yeah.
I definitely went to White Castle after I saw that movie.
Mhm.
I had White Castle for the first time last year at Evo with Starmie, and that shit was ass.
Yo, White
But-
Castle was
No.
A tier for sure.
No. I love White Castle. So
But
that's my
I
top
agree.
two.
Chick-fil-A definitely off the charts. I think we
Yeah,
agree.
Chick-fil-A's
I think we agree about Five Guys and what's the other one? In-N-Out Burger.
In and out?
Yeah, I think.
I think five
Go ahead.
Five Guys is good. Five Guys is A tier for me.
What
Yeah.
about In-N-Out?
Eight, and then I was like A minus.
Yeah, that shit's overrated.
Like
I like
the
to
only
hear
good
that.
stuff now is that it's cheap. It's way cheaper,
Right.
obviously. But the fries are complete dog shit.
Yeah.
So
Like if you get a burger, you have to have fries with it. Like it comes
Right.
with, it's like a combo. You can't just eat it by itself. So that means your In-N-Out burger has to be so good that you don't care about the fries. And that's like
Damn.
impossible.
because the fries are trash. The fries are trash.
Yeah.
Low tier potatoes.
People actually ask me on my stream quite a bit about the Wolf Crone. You told a story on your stream about why you're not a huge fan of Wolf Crone. Did you want to tell that? I don't know if you want to get into blow-ups and R-Kappa drama or...
Well, so Wolf Crone, he's just a shady guy.
He got the laptop right.
He's just a shady person. I mean, if you guys follow him on social media, he kind of says some crazy stuff. Like
About
Well,
lawyers
I- like,
being
I
trash?
just saw-
He said all the lawyers are trash
No.
other than him? He did say
no,
that?
like the most he did, but the most recent one he said was like, he's like, I can't wait for season 2, because you guys picking these non-skilled characters are gonna lose because I just lost to a Chinese jobber. That's what he said. Because he lost a dark Jawa, right? So he called him a Chinese jobber.
Oh, I'm mad. And he doesn't like to
Yeah.
split pots, right? He doesn't like to split the pot?
Well, it's one of those situations where
Oh, no, I think we lost him. Hopefully it comes back. Can you hear him, Yosh?
No, I can't.
Oh, okay.
You can't hear me?
You're good, you're good.
There we go. We're back.
Okay.
We're back.
so any. I don't know, man. Hold on, I'm on the thing, dude. Alright, so at NEC, right?
Mm-hmm.
I put him in losers, and then he was just looking really sad, right? Really, really sad. So I came up to him and I was like, "Hey, man, like I know, you're trying to win this money for your family, and then all of us are like that. So like, if you want, if you make the top 3 and if you get third or whatever, I don't mind splitting the pot with you." He's like, "Yeah, you'll do that for me?" I was like, "Yeah," and then he was like, "Oh man, I really appreciate it. Thanks."
Mm-hmm.
So clearly that was right there. So when he got to the finals,
Mhm.
he beat me, and I was like, hey, let's go, whatever. And he's like, kind of dodging it, and eventually he was like, okay, let's go. And then when we're sitting down, he's like, I kind of don't want to do this now. And I'm like, why? Why didn't you? So if you didn't want to do it, why didn't you tell me before we played the match?
You could have
Like-
said right before we played, I'm not trying to split the pot, right?
Yeah, exactly, right.
Mhm.
But the thing is, it's an option because if he lost, he would have gladly took it.
Of course
Yeah.
you'd have taken
Right?
the money.
It's an option select. So it was kind of like fucked up. So after that, I was just like, I was just pissed off. So
Mhm.
I was just like, whatever. And that was the last time I talked to him, right? And then like 3 years later down the road, I saw Wolf Crone and then at Common Breaker, and he was playing Killer Instinct, and then and I gave him some advice, like because I was like, I don't care about the grudge anymore. So I gave him some advice, and I was like, hey man, like if you did this and that, you'll probably could beat him. And he looked at me and didn't say a word. And I actually have
This is like
eyewitnesses.
3 years later, right?
Yeah, I actually have eyewitnesses that saw this. So it was clearly like yeah, all right, fine. I just don't like you.
Yeah,
So-
fuck.
Yeah, so anytime I see him and I'm playing in a tournament, I make sure I gotta fuck him up.
Justin said I fuck him up.
Yeah.
Man.
Good. I wanted to hear that story. He's like public enemy number one right now. Like low tier god used to be the new thing. Now people fucking hate Crone.
It's because he's weird and then when he was so you know how Marn sponsored people,
Mhm.
so he sponsored Woodcrone for a bit, right?
Mhm.
So obviously I hang out with Marn, so Marn had to invite him to go eat with us. I'm like, all right, whatever. So let's say we went to a Chinese restaurant, and your meal is $4.95,
Mhm.
right? Then you obviously leave like 6 or 7.
Tax,
Tip.
tip. Yeah.
He only gave 5, and I was like, you're just like $2 short. He's like, no, I'm not. It's my meal, $4.95. And I was like, oh, but what about tip? You gotta tip them for the service. He's like, oh, I don't tip. And I'm like, what? What do you mean you don't tip?
Whoa.
Like, he's like, yeah, I don't tip because like I don't need to pay for it. And I was like, well, these waitress and waiters, like they make most of their money for having good service, so they rely on these tips. He's like, well, it's their fault for choosing that profession.
Wow. What a scumbag.
So after that, I'm like, Lauren, I'm not eating with you if you're with me.
I'm not eating with
Dog.
Crone again. I'm not.
Because
not.
clearly, I had to put down the
You're
extra
not gonna
money,
not tip, right?
Because
Wow.
I don't want the restaurant to look at me like, oh yeah, like
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fuck.
I like going to restaurants. I like going to eat. I make sure that if you take care of me, I take care of you.
Right.
Yo, there's
But God.
a Marvel player in Colorado, and he's always like, man, I remember that time Justin bought me food at Evo, and I was like, and I made sure to pay him back. He always speaks so highly of you buying. him
Yeah,
food.
dude. So it was crazy because he came up to me and he just gave me money in the elevator, and I was like, yeah, you bought me food like a long time in Colorado, and I was like, dude, I totally forgot that like I remember like buying it for you, but I never said you had to pay me back. So I was like, I totally just forgot about it. He's like, yeah, man, like I really appreciate it. And he gave it to me, and I was like, dude, that's pretty awesome that you returned it.
Remembered
to me. That
and
was
gave
really,
it. Yeah.
yeah, that's
He's a
pretty
good
cool.
kid. And he still plays
Yeah,
Marvel.
yeah,
He's still
yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, he's like the best Marvel player in Colorado.
Yeah, without a doubt. He's our
Yeah.
best player. Capcom Cup, who do you think gets second? I know it's a crazy question because there's so many good people there. You're obviously going to get first. Who's going to get second? Who's your pick to lose to you in grand finals?
Dude, there's like 10 Chun-Lis in the tournament. Dude. I'm gonna body, bro.
No, you got it, Justin. I'm betting 500 on it. Let's go.
There's so many Chun-Li players. It's so crazy. I would love if I.
Wolf Crone keeps fucking with your internet cord. He's trying to rage quit this podcast.
Mhm.
Oh, you hear me?
Oh, there
Yeah,
we,
you're
yeah, we
good
hear
now.
you now.
You're good
We
now.
missed that on last about 7 seconds.
Okay, so if I had to choose someone for Capcom Cup Grand Finals,
Mhm.
like to play against me, I would love to play against Tokido. 'Cause I need to conquer my demon.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. You gotta
I want to conquer my demon.
Mm-hmm.
can
So-
and you will.
Yeah.
You saw their
So
study
it
and
w-
do, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Daigo's got a slumber party and he's inviting everybody else over from Japan to learn how to fight Guile.
Dude, it's pretty awesome because like you get to see how they analyze it, but it's also a good like a publicity thing where like this is how you get the viewerships coming in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
hmm
So
yeah.
Everyone's
kinda-
gonna be in there.
it's kind of awesome, very awesome.
Give me another crazy, like not really Street Fighter question. What character wins in a fight? So you have like all the Street Fighter cast. Who wins in an actual fight? You think like Zangief's a big dude? There's weight classes. Maybe he wins, or a character that throws fireballs. If Street Fighter was real, kind of a crazy question. We're into the viewer questions now. Which Street Fighter character wins in a fight? Who's the
I know
strongest?
someone who wins.
Man, if Street Fighter was real, then Blanca would win free.
Electricity, too strong.
He's a monster.
beast. Yeah.
Like okay, like if you think about it, one Blanca uses his bite as a throw.
Fuck.
You should technically not get up after
Yeah.
a throw.
Yeah.
You should also technically not get up if getting shocked by electricity.
So Blanca wins it all.
So he technically wins it all. And then grand finals, it would be Vega because Vega has a claw.
He fights with a
Right,
weapon.
right.
Yeah, he's cheap.
One crouching medium punch, you're down. You're not getting up from that.
What about arcades? We've got questions about Chinatown Fair. I guess they did a huge remodel. Have you been back since they've remodeled it? If so, what'd you think of it? And would you ever open an arcade? I mean, I guess it's sort of, you said you don't want to open up a team. You don't want Wong Nation to be EG. What are the plans after Street Fighter? Can an arcade be that? And how do you feel about Chinatown Fair?
So Chinatown Fair was obviously my home,
Mhm.
but they did Chinatown Fair dirty with the reopening.
Really?
It's horrible. Anyone that's been to Chinatown Fair, it's literally the worst place on earth.
Oh.
Like literally, it's like redemption games, no fighting games whatsoever. It's, like everything's completely bad about it.
That sucks.
But I would love to open up an arcade. I wouldn't just open up an arcade. It would be more of like arcade / LAN center or
Yeah.
also card games.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah, gotta include them too.
Because obviously, when it comes to arcades, they don't make enough money.
Standalone. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to add different genres of just people coming into your place besides just playing video games. People love spending money on cards, so most of your money paying rent is probably going to be from cards.
Right. You don't play, do you play card games at all?
I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Can I ask what was your favorite card?
in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Blue Eyes White Privilege.
So, my favorite card was Breaker. The Breakers, like he's like the magician.
the magical warrior.
Yeah, Magic Warrior Breakers.
Mm-hmm. He was sick.
He was my favorite card because he looked so cool and like his effect was pretty awesome.
You didn't play Pokemon the card game? That shit was much better than Yu-Gi-Oh. And you play Pokemon.
No, see, but the thing about Pokemon, I didn't understand it.
Right.
The whole little energy system with like the little plant, grass,
Yeah.
water, fire. I didn't understand how much energy. Like, why can't I attack every turn?
It was
Mhm.
lit, man.
It was supposed to be like this Magic to Gathering for kids, that it was completely over kids' heads.
After you win, I know I'm jumping around. I'm trying to get to all these questions. We're running low on time. If after you win Capcom Cup, because you're gonna win, and you get to design a costume, are you gonna do a Karen costume? Are you gonna do the same
course.
one? What costume would you do?
What is the Karen costume? Yeah.
Okay, so I think Karen, if I can choose a costume, I feel like the Christmas DLC is coming, so I don't need to.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait. I don't want to.
Don't waste it. No.
I feel like Karen can. I don't know. I don't know how I can design her to look awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing Asian-y. I want more of like a California white girl type of look.
Yo, a Katy Perry look?
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty good. Like maybe some short shorts for her.
Okay.
Some short shorts, tank top, something that kind of makes her look awesome and like, damn, you see her down the street like.
Yeah.
Some advice for the. Go. I'm sorry. I was just gonna say some advice for the podcast, and this is a group question. Who do we get as the next guest? And also that sort of trickles into who's your favorite player? Who do you like to watch? Who do you think's entertaining? When they go up on stage, you put Yu-Gi-Oh the cards down and you focus. Who do you like as an entertaining guy player for both the podcast and just to watch in general?
I think K-Brad would be pretty awesome. Getting K-Brad on the next show would be pretty cool.
Hmm.
Just because he's like one of those guys that like loves everything around him, right? He's very positive. You know, he's pretty cool. But if I was at a tournament and I wanted to watch a match,
Hmm.
anytime anytime Momochi plays, I actually sit down and watch it. Just because like the way he plays Street Fighter is like the way I enjoy watching it, and I love watching him play. And I love just seeing his just to say the way he looks at things in terms of matchups.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the best in Street Fighter 4 and still in Street Fighter 5, right? He still looks so strong.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
A lot of people want to know, without giving away any secrets, is there a pocket? I know towards the end of Street Fighter 4, there was like an Elena, and you were playing all sorts of characters. But is there Capcom Cups coming up? Do you have any secrets? Do you have any back pockets? Do you have any small pockets? Do you have any surprises? Or are you just gonna stick with Karen and get the job done? How are you gonna beat these Chun-Li's, Justin?
slacks or
I
cargos?
I actually have 3 characters that I want to use Capcom Cup if I run in specific matchups.
Oh, okay. Can you give us the top secrets?
Yeah.
Are you saving that? Is that keep it? Save it if you gotta.
Well,
You need to
I already
win.
said that. Like I already said at Red Bull that if I had to choose a different character, I would play Chun-Li.
Okay.
So Chun-Li is one of them, but the other 2, I'm gonna keep it on the low.
That's what
That's
we
right.
like to hear. That's what we like to hear. You need to do whatever it takes to win, including hiding those pockets. Yoshi, did you have a favorite of the viewer questions that you wanted to ask? Anything I skipped over that you'd like to ask this man? We've almost taken an hour.
Boy. It looks like we covered most of them. One of them was it's always a fun one to ask, but you were always known for playing that lame style. And when did you realize that was like what you wanted to do to win?
You know, I didn't even realize it until I started getting booed for running away.
You were
I always
hated.
Yeah, I always thought that the way I played was just normal, but I guess I didn't realize until I started meeting friends, and then they were telling me, "Oh yeah, you're so defensive. I can't catch you." Then I started looking back at matches. I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of play like a bitch." But it's actually the way I actually enjoy. Like sometimes people fall asleep pressing one button like for 50 seconds, but I find that so fun. I find the whole getting the opponent annoyed thing like the sickest thing ever. Like
You're in their head,
it's
right?
like a complete turn on for me.
Right.
Yeah. It's nothing. There's not a better feeling than having the life lead and watching that clock tick down. And it's just like, all right, what you gonna do?
Do you think your style? Do you think your style still? Do you think you're lame in Street Fighter 5? You think I think you're very neutral base. You play footsies, but do you think you're lame? Would you say yeah? Or?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty lame. Like if you watched like me versus Kazunoko in Vanilla Cup, I kind of lamed him out by pressing one button for 50 seconds.
Mhm.
So yeah, I would say I'm pretty lame in Street Fighter 5. I would like to be more aggressive, just because I think in order for me to get better, I need to implement more offense strategies in my game, so I can have just like a clutch factor. Because I think in Street Fighter 5, it's a lot of people lose because they have a good beginning and a good middle, but their end game is horrible. And I think my end game would be way better.
Okay, so you want to improve on your end game.
That actually reminded me of one more question.
Go ahead.
That someone brought up. And the V trigger system basically replaced the revenge meter and just having an ultra. How do you feel about that change? Is it better to have these different ways to access damage, or just something that is just raw damage?
I prefer ultras, just because as a competitor and spectator, it's awesome to see supers.
Right.
And also animations. Everyone loves animations, right?
Yeah.
And I think Street Fighter 5, since they took that out and replaced it as V trigger, like there's no like ooh wow, like
Yeah.
people sometimes people get bored watching Street Fighter Five, and because they don't see a lot of supers, and they don't see cool animations like when Evil Ryu hits you with Ultra Two,
Right.
that was so tight. Like it literally looked like it was from an anime,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But Street Fighter Five, you don't have that, and if you do V Trigger, you literally it's just like 5 seconds, and it doesn't even like come back that much. Like it's kind of like whatever about
Yeah.
it.
That
Yeah,
makes
it's
sense.
funny because I remember in 4 where you'd be like looking at a Ken, you'd be like, "Come on, please be anime," right? So yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I don't want to cut it too short. Is there anything you want to say to the people? This is mostly your audience. These people already know and love you. Do you want to say anything? This is sort of like a thuggery stream. Do you want to? I mean, I guess in general, people want to have advice, right? Like, how do I get better at Street Fighter Five? How do I grow my stream? How do I get people to watch my YouTube videos? What do you say to these excited viewers? How do they get to where Justin is? Also, if you could super quick tell us how you got into it. Like, how did you get started, and when did you know you were good?
man, I didn't know I was good until like 2010, to be honest, because before Street Fighter 4, everything was very undergroundish.
Hmm.
You win a couple $300, $400. Rarely you win $1,000 from a tournament.
Right.
Um, so I guess I realized I was good when I got sponsored by Evil Geniuses,
Hmm.
and that was in 2010. I guess that's when I was like, damn, people want to pay me to play video games? That's nuts. So that's when.
How do
But
other people get sponsored by EG? How do the other people get to that level?
yeah, see that's a really hard question, just because like most of the time when it comes to like real sponsors, there's like FGC sponsors and then real sponsors, right?
Yeah.
So obviously FGC sponsors, like if you do get a tournament, then people will contact you. But if you want a real sponsor, you have to have like one, a good following. Obviously, like people follow your social media, people follow what you say, what you do.
Marketability.
Yeah, and also just do well in tournaments and just like be very positive. Obviously, there's so many people on Twitter that's from the FGC are so negative, and because they're negative, they're just sponsorless.
You can't get picked up,
And
right? Because they can't market you.
yes, because like you're literally just like hating on everything. And I mean, you guys probably know who, if you follow FGC Twitters, that too many people just complain, and yeah, that's why they don't get sponsored. And I guess another way to just increase your following is just just pretty much making like a stream or like a YouTube for content in terms of for beginners. Like if you look at Vutex, like
Mhm.
he's not the best player in the world, but when it comes to content and how to get people better in Street Fighter, he's an amazing teacher, and he does it in a very fun way. So obviously everyone watches X
Yeah.
Adventure, and like it's an amazing segment, it's an amazing show, and it's very fun to watch. Doing stuff like that, like I think people love it. Like if you see like Flo's from FGC, but he doesn't stream much fighting games. He streams like random games, and it's
Right.
kind of cool to see people out of their main element, and you getting in touch with them to see that they're not amazing at every game that they touch. It's
Yeah.
just only fighting games that they're good at.
Right.
And I think that's why that's another reason how people can grow their streams.
Yeah, being
Because
relatable.
because you don't want to be known as like that one game guy, right?
Right.
Because if you want to stream something else, it'll be harder for you to contain that same audience.
Andre.
Right. Your origin story. I know you said you have a lesson. We should sort of plug that. Cross Counter does private lessons. You're available on there. Flow's available on there. You think those are pretty valuable for new players? I know they're not cheap, but you think they provide a ton of value to players?
Yeah. So anytime I did a lesson for a lot of people they just don't know that a lot of things. Like it's really hard for them to understand certain things like hit confirms or frame data. So most of these lessons I do, like for example, let's say I'm teaching someone Ryu,
Mhm.
and I tell them, okay, what I want you to do as an exercise is try to do standing medium punch. If you see it hit, you do fireball. If you see them block, you do standing medium kick, continue to block spring. And 90% of the time, people didn't know that type of training existed. They just know that, okay, I do challenge mode, I practice my combos,
Now go
and
play
yes,
ranked.
and now I can play rank, but they don't understand how to land their combos, how to do
Yeah.
their block strings. So doing extra little exercises like this can really help you landing these combos in actual matches. Because just learning a combo in training mode, yeah, you could do it against a dummy like 10 out of 10, but does that mean you could do it against a moving person 10 out of 10? Probably not. And people don't know that information. People don't know how to train, and that's like one of the ways to train, because a lot of people they look at what the game, and this is what the game gave them,
Hmm.
but they
Yeah.
don't know how to think outside the box after that.
Definitely.
So like if you play an FPS game, for example, you see that there's like a little marker in the middle of the screen. You use that little marker, you put it between a person, and you shoot, and then boom, that's a kill,
Mhm.
right? But in Street Fighter, there's no little marker that tells you that. It just tells you this is the buttons, this is the move, this is the game. Work with it.
Right.
And I think that's when training with people that understand the game better helps them so much that it helps them get better as well too.
So that's definitely the value in it, right? It's like people don't know how to evolve at fighting games because it's not as linear as like a shooter or a game that they're used to playing for hours, where the development sort of comes naturally.
Yeah.
What it are the rates on cross counter? Is it public? I think Gutex is like 150. What do you charge for a lesson? Is it 150?
So I do 100 an hour.
Okay.
So I was at 50, but I was getting too much at 50, so I had to
Yeah.
increase it so I get less, because obviously I work, I go to tournaments, I stream, so it was really getting into my personal life as well too, just like chilling and having some type of R&R,
Dude, your
So,
schedule was retarded. Right? We talked about that at the beginning of the stream how you unwind, but like I remember you tweeted it. You had no weekends off. You went to like a wedding one weekend, and then every other weekend you had fucking tournaments to go to. That's crazy.
yeah, it's crazy, man. The struggle's crazy. The struggle's real for sure. But I mean, when it comes down to just being in this business, you have to be consistent with it. So that's kind of like the downside of it. But the pro side about it is that I get to travel. I get to share my travels with everyone that follows me on Twitter, Instagram. So that's kind of like what makes me happy as well too, because I like seeing that people might want to be interested in going to these events or going around the world, traveling, and it's a lifetime opportunity, right? So you can't say no, even if it's like the most tiring thing in the world.
Yeah, how fortunate are we? I mean, like you and I both have full 40-hour work weeks, but we get to do what we love, what we would normally do for free, and we make a little bit of money doing it. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that incredible?
It's awesome, because if you think about it, if you ask someone this 10 years ago, they would just laugh in your face. So
Sure would.
so the fact that we're evolving, and this technically means more jobs for people, but obviously it depends on how hard you work.
Effective.
Like
Yeah.
you can still do it. You can still have a meaning. You can still tell your parents, like, hey, I can make money off of video games.
Do your parents know what you do? Do they understand?
Now they do. Now
Oh,
they do.
okay. So at some point they didn't know,
Yeah.
right? They didn't know. They were like, "How is
Or
it
at
that
least
you?"
during the underground scene, they didn't know.
Right. They're like, "Where are you going? How are you getting there? Where's the money come from?"
No, I just told them that I was going to New Jersey to my friend's house like for 10 years.
And then,
But yeah, but once after it started getting popular and more consistent, they just realized, all right, you're paying everything, so it's still good.
you're taking care of everything. Everything's good. Yeah, man. I don't want to keep you on the line too long. I really appreciate everything. I really appreciate everything you did. I think we actually covered all the questions. Josh, was there one last one you wanted to get?
That was everything I had.
Yeah, I think that's just about everything. Oh, characters for season 2. I guess we didn't really ask that. Is there anybody you want to see come back? We're getting Akuma. I don't even know if this is season 2, but is there a character you want in the next release?
I would love to see Oro.
Oro?
I think Oro, in terms of like how Street Fighter 5 is like the characters like Kali is like this ancient creature, and now you have Akuma, and you have like all a bunch of like crazy like old school like
Super powerful
dinosaur characters, super powerful characters. might as well throw Oro in there. You know, I think he'll be so sick.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely would be cool. Or would be a good fit. I want Q. If we're doing another third strike character, I want Q. Yeah, I think that's it. I do want to say thank you for being on the podcast. It was incredible. I hope it wasn't too bad for you. I know you were like, what are we doing? I was like, I don't know. We're just talking on Skype for an hour.
No, it was fun, dude. It was really fun. You're always a funny dude. You know, I lurk a lot when you're streaming. You know, so it's pretty cool.
No,
And yeah, thank you for having me.
it's super cool
Thank
to have you on
you.
the
Thank
podcast. Best dude in the FGC, bar none. Not just great at games, you're just a great guy, and I really fucking appreciate that. Yeah, man, thank you again. I'm gonna get in touch with K-Brad, Knuckle Dude. I'm gonna say Justin Wong didn't have a bad time. We need to get you on too. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you again.
You should definitely get some K-Brad. I think Knuckle would be pretty hard.
Yeah,
You know, he's not a very social kid.
he's kind of quiet, right?
He's very quiet. You know, even if you look at him, like even his little emojis, he has like small little eyes and the thing.
Yo, I need to get
So-
I need to get Eduardo on. You don't know Brutus, do you? He's a young Zangief player at Canada.
Oh,
Cup.
I met him at camp. Yeah, I met him. We talked,
Mhm.
and you know, he was we talked. He was telling me about his matches, and I was telling him like, yeah, man, like you love doing those the air SPD reads, and you know sometimes you gotta slow it down with those reads. But he told me he played decent. He could have done better. But I mean, when it comes to a major, it's really hard to perform well at a major. You know.
And his first major. He's sort of the future
Yeah.
of our team, right? We have better players than Brutus, but Brutus is like the young, hungry. Like he's the knuckle dude. He'll have it in the end. He'll have it.
Yeah, for sure.
But
The
what
only
I was-
thing I remember about Brutus recently was like he was watching porn or something. Or,
Yeah! He got blown up. He was on our Kappa, and we saw he used his main name, but I don't think he's old enough to watch porn. I don't think he was supposed to be doing that. Do you have
I mean,
any other? Do you have any other blow-ups or funny fucking FGC stories? Anything from Red Bull last weekend or Canada Cup the weekend before? Shout out to Brutus getting blown up in the chat.
obviously, Shine he got drunk, and you know he fell asleep on my shoulder and he doesn't remember it. But I don't know. Everything else is pretty. This Red Bull was pretty normal. Like there wasn't.
How was the
that
tournament?
many
Was it because Red
blow-ups?
Bull's never done anything before, right? It wasn't. Was it like Evo big? Was it hype? Was it as far as because you go to everything, right? Was it dope? Was it?
It was pretty good. It was very VIP. Like if you were in the tournament, it's very VIP.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, on a scale of 0 to esports, how esports was it? You know?
It was pretty esports if you were an invited player.
So they took good care of you, is what you're saying, and everybody else
Yeah,
got
they
invited.
took very good care of us. They even had a 24-hour game room at the hotel we're staying at.
Oh shit!
So if you wanted to practice Street Fighter, you could just go downstairs, first floor, practice 24 hours. It was pretty awesome.
That's dope.
So
Well, you're missing out on everything. You're at a tournament. Again, I don't want to take any more of your time. You're incredible. I really appreciate you. Oh, I brought up Brutus because PR Rug was talking shit. He's like, hey, aren't you the A4 kid? He's like, yeah. He said, tell Andre I said, fuck you. So we might.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, Eduardo is going to have to be on next week. We're going to have to hash it out.
Yeah, he must have been drunk or something. Because Eduardo was pretty much in a drunken state after any time he was not playing.
Was he really? I play Overwatch with him all the time, and he's a nice guy. But apparently, when he gets drunk, he's mean.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna let you off the call. You gave us a ton of time. I really fucking appreciate it. Have fun. You're gonna get him next time in Tekken, right?
I'll try, man.
Yeah.
I'll try.
You're gonna win Canada or Capcom Cup. I'm putting money on it, Justin.
All right, I'll practice for sure.
That's what I want to hear. All right, man. Thank you
All right.
again. Have a
thank
good
you
night.
so much.
Have a good one.
Later.
Bye bye.
Yo, we're just gonna do a quick breakdown. We're gonna talk in the Discord, see if anybody was listening. If you want to join the Discord, type !Discord. We have a sub Discord and a poverty Discord. I'll pop in either and talk with you about how cool Justin Wong is. Also, if you didn't catch this and you want to catch it, it'll be on the YouTube channel. I think we're at 430 YouTube subs. Let's kick that number up a couple. The Justin Wong podcast will be up very soon. Yo, how cool is Justin Wong?
Really cool.
It's the nicest guy ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nicest guy ever.
Yo.
Yo, how
She was
cool
like
is that?
butter.
Yeah, I honestly was worried that we wouldn't. I was worried he'd be a little knuckle dude and wouldn't want to talk a ton, but he did talk a ton. He was a dope dude. That was fucking perfect, man. It
Yo,
went really,
I've
really
never
well.
seen someone so comfortable sitting outside in a like a hallway of a hotel.
Why did he do the podcast from a bathroom? What was that? He was
So
definitely.
well,
Yo, it was perfect. It was
Yeah.
perfect. It couldn't have gone any better. It was a little off-putting to see him in the hallway, the bathroom hallway, but that was super cool. That was super
No,
cool.
if he wasn't in the hallway, we would have never gotten to see Flo.
Yo, shout out to Justin Wong. Thanks for
Yeah.
watching. Hope you had fun. I had fun. Justin the God. Justin the fucking God. We gotta give this man a weapon. Why does he not have mod? So cool. Oh, if your question didn't get asked, please hit Justin up on Twitter. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance. I thought I covered most of them, but I didn't get to it. I am still. I had so much fun. I can't just end the stream. I'm gonna set up a battle lounge, and if you guys want to play, we can play. If you want to talk, is it Flo's birthday? Oh shit. If so, happy.
Yo, how
birthday.
old is he?
I don't know. I thought Flo was gonna say mean things about me. But he didn't. So that's cool.
So that meme's dead.
Yeah, so no more of that meme. That's cool that Flo was nice. Battle Lounge is up. If anybody wants to talk about Jay Wong, the podcast, man, that was so cool. Honestly, it couldn't have gone any better. I was very nervous about it. This was our first esports podcast. I really thought it was going to go poorly. Did anybody watch? Were you guys tuning in the Discord?
I thought there were about 3 people that watched.
Are we
My mom
esports
was one
freaks? Your mom
He
watched?
ate some sports.
Yeah, my mom was one of them.
Did your mom really watch? It's dope.
I don't think my mom knows that I like have a persona on the internet.
Yeah, that's sort of interesting. Like Justin was mentioning that he his parents didn't know what he did for a long time, right?
You put a password on that thing?
I did not. Flo said her
Character
by
swipe
playing
was
Street
off.
Fighter 5 in a hotel instead of at home. Yeah, so I don't. What tournament was that? They were at a Tekken tournament.
It was the last qualifier for tomorrow's King of Iron tournament.
Oh, okay.
So like Punko and what's that other guy, Anakin, that's been like kind of gatekeeping people out for winning in the events. Yeah, this is like a tournament for like people to get in and fill those spots up.
Okay.
Yo,
What up?
Hello.
I'll end you quickly. Good shit on the podcast. I thought it was gonna be terrible, but it was alright.
You aren't the only one, friend.
You thought it was
The
gonna be
only-
terrible because the stream is terrible, but Justin made it. He's a cool dude, right?
Yeah, no, just as cool. I remember my first tournament ever was Winter Brawl 7,
Uh-huh.
and he was the first person I saw, and I had already knew him because I was kind of getting into the FGC at the time, and we played a set. He was just like, "Yeah, sit down, let's play a set."
Nicest dude ever, right?
Yeah.
A lot of
He
people
was so
don't know
cool.
this. My first experience with Justin was I was streaming and I knew who he was, but I like wanted a set. Like I wanted to play him really bad. He was like, you want to play me? I'm playing subscribers right now. I'll play you, but you got to be a sub. And I was like, I'm not paying $4.99 to fucking. I'm not paying Justin $4.99. That's bullshit. And he's like the nicest dude ever. We have this Thanksgiving charity tournament. Last year, this dude donated $700 to the Thanksgiving charity. You know what I mean? He's been subbed to my channel ever since I got a button. Like, I wish I'd have gave him $5 sooner. He's such a nice dude.
That's good kung fu.
What a waste of money. Something to Andre's channel.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you got me.
don't sub to me. Sub to Justin.
Shout out to Flo trying to be a nice guy, put on the spot.
Yo, what do you think he really wanted to say?
You know what he wanted to say.
What did he want? What was Flo
Fuck-
going to say, Riggs?
Fuck that A4
Fuck
dude. That
A4
guy
on.
never beat me.
No, I did beat Flo.